up, everyone? Kaiju no Kami here at Kumoricon 2021 with
Cruellica Kain.
And we are interviewing
Laura Stahl.
For those who might not know who you are and what do you do, who are you and what do you do?
Oh man, I'm a voice actor, and you might know me from Genshin Impact. I play Barbara and Xinyan. You might know me from the Promised Neverland. I play Rei, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hayato Kawajiri, a bunch of other stuff. I mean...
Well, you're in the new Shaman King.
I am in the new Shaman King. I play Tao Ren there, and I play Homura Kagetsu in Eden Zero, and other things.
What's it like being in a new version of the Shaman King?
Intimidating.
Wow.
No, it's fun. It's a blast. I'm really excited that they brought a bunch of the previous actors back. And it was funny. I got to come in and play Tao Ren, who was originally dubbed over with a male voice actor, who is of course now a Broadway star. So okay, I guess he's busy. And so that was fun. But it's not my first time getting to dub a character that was also voiced by a man. I play Iruma from Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. That's on Crunchyroll. And the Seiyu is actually a male Seiyu. And so I'm like, yes, the patriarchy, dismantle it. I mean, that's nice. I feel very honored and privileged. Yes, I'm very well behaved.
You can act however you want. Our audience laughs because we use these videos as marriage counseling. So...
What?
Well, not really, but,
Not really, but we make a joke about it.
every time we run panels or whatever, she's like, "We've been together for 20 years, so this is why you shouldn't get married."
So I tried to do a PSA, so you don't have to be appropriate if you don't want to.
It also helps YouTube to not say this is for kids.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I like your comment about dismantling the patriarchy.
Yes, well.
Because I think it's important, because obviously anime voice acting has always been a more male-dominated industry.
Yes.
And so you've been a part of like so many iconic series in various roles. You also get the opportunity of being a director alongside an actor,
Yes.
which I think is important because we want more women to take on those capacities and represent the strength that women provide, as well as showcase that it's not just for one particular gender.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely. No, I appreciate just your positivity as well as your action with doing that, because it's so misunderstood. So having someone who represents that, even if that's not the platform you were originally intending, it's nice to have that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I find as a female presenting person, as a woman, it's and especially as a woman of color, I'm biracial. I'm half black and half Jewish, and sometimes just existing ends up being a political statement. And I think you understand.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially since recent events in the last couple of years have kind of brought to light some of the things that have been going on continuously throughout our history. It's been interesting and actually a beautiful part of being in this industry. And as I got started being a voice actor and getting to like meet fans and connect with them, that's part of why I really enjoy doing conventions, getting to meet these fans and hear their stories, because I have been told by fans like that they were inspired to start moving forward in whatever it was that they were looking for, be it acting, voice acting, or going to college or what have you, because they felt like previously those were spaces that were not for them. They felt like they were excluded from some of these places, that it wasn't something that they could do. But after seeing myself or some of my compatriots, like some of my non-binary compatriots, or other compatriots of different backgrounds, have found certain successes, they're like, it tells me that it's possible for me to open some of those doors for myself. And that's something that's really become very passionate for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Is to be like, no, we all can get a seat at the table. It's absolutely a space for you. And anybody who really wants to do this thing and moves forward to pursue it, and they find happiness there, then you should be there. That's where you should go.
No, I think that's important, because just hearing that and having even in recent years, having so much conversations going on about diversity in voice acting, especially like when you hear about everything going on with The Simpsons or any of the other long-running cartoons that have either
overstayed their welcome,
not included any persons of color or persons of other ethnicities, and that's been a long conversation. And I do have to say it's so inspiring, because I met Danielle, I can't remember her last name, I'm terrible with names. She played in Ancient Manga's Bride.
At Indicator.
Yes, and it was nice seeing another individual, because you don't see a lot of diversity. And it's always so disappointing, because you want that representation.
Of course.
And hearing you say that as well, I think is so valuable, because it inspires.
Thank you.
And it makes people feel more welcomed and more comfortable.
It's I feel like a lot of us have had, and I say us, like just marginalized groups, or just really anybody in general.
Yes.
A lot of people who find this fandom in particular, who find anime, who find JRPGs, who find manga and comics and things like that were might have been just a few decades ago very much on the outskirts of society, but are now hitting pop culture. I think a lot of us have had trouble just taking up space.
Yes.
And feeling apologetic for taking up space, or feeling like they don't deserve to be there, or don't deserve to have an impact on where they are, or the people whom they're around. And I think that's one of the biggest things I want to put forward, is that we all deserve to make an impact. You already are making an impact just by surviving and being here and thriving and finding your feet and finding your voice. And every single individual has something to say, and nobody can say it better than that individual. So there's so much space for so many voices, especially in art. And so
absolutely.
I want people to know that there's room for them. That's really it. It's like I want people to know that there's room for them, and that's part of why I love voice acting in particular. I came from a background of stage and a little bit of on camera and things like that, and I don't think I found a more supportive community or artist community that has been more communal than voice acting. I don't know what it is. Maybe it just feels a little less the rejection that you see, because you still of course see rejection, because you're an actor, you're an artist, it's going to happen. But it feels a little less maybe personal. And we continuously, like, even if like, oh, hey, we'd like you for this role, somebody will be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have time for this role, or I don't feel like I fit this role, but I know 6 or 12 other actors right here who would really fit, and they'll send those names over, and we continuously, as a whole community, try to lift each other up together. And that's part of why I love this space already.
Absolutely.
It just kind of makes room for that whole mentality of making room.
I live for that.
Yeah, me too.
So, I guess the next question I really have is, how do you feel playing multi-parts?
Oh, man.
Being the voice actor and being the director, because obviously they're very different hats depending on how you portray them.
Oh, man. Yeah. I think each hat or each experience feeds the other.
Sure.
That's the great thing. So I got to start as the actor, and I love that. It's been a lot of fun. I never want to stop. It's something that feeds my soul, and it makes me really just happy. And I love doing that, but I love storytelling all the way around. And as an actor, I got to know the scripts, right? And getting to know the scripts and seeing what works and what doesn't, and what kind of fixes need to happen if something's not working and why. And watching the director work with the scripts, or watching the director work with me, and on all of those things. And then that kind of opened the door to script adaptation. And I was like, okay, that's great. Because I also remember, by the way, when I was a little bit younger and being a starving artist and not knowing when the next paycheck was going to show up, or what have you, it's nice to be able to have multiple streams of income. And if I can do something that's along the same lines of what I want, which is storytelling, I'm going to do it. So I got to learn how to script adapt, and I loved that. And getting to do that, it kind of showed me not just the character that I'm playing or characters that I'm playing within a certain property, but the overarching story and understanding how to, how this needs to branch out. Like, okay, so this character feels this way about this character, but this character has that secret that later on is going to change this character's mind, and having that whole web of the universe sitting in front of you, and knowing that you as the adapter get to aid in telling that story and putting those words on the table so that the actors can put that forward. And that brought to mind the directing thing, because then you've got the whole vision right there in front of you, you've got the pages in front of you, and you've got your actors over here who are trying to do the thing but know nothing about what they're doing. Because particularly in anime, you walk into the booth or you turn on, you start the session usually knowing nothing about what you're doing. If it's your first session and you don't know who you are or what character you're playing, or you've never dealt with the IP before, I don't know. You get to find out, and the director is there to be like, here is your context, go play. And that's been really, really fun, because I found that I got to just, part of doing that, part of giving them their context and helping them out with, helping actors out with that, is to also remind them that they're here because they can do it, and getting to be kind of a personal cheerleader for all of my friends who are also actors that I've worked with, and helping putting them at ease, and dealing with those road bumps of this person's late and now they're really, really nervous and they're feeling very anxious, and hey man, it's okay. We're just making anime. Literally, it's just cartoons. Nobody's dying. We're going to be all right. We're going to have a good time. This is what you like to do, right? And reminding them that come back to earth and be cool and just enjoy yourself and allow for those moments to happen. So, and then sitting in the director's chair, I start learning what does a director need from their actor to put forward so that they can move along in the story or move along in the session and get things done, which improves my acting, which improves my writing, which improves my directing. So all of that to say,
it's like the circle of life.
Yeah, just in general, I think it's safe to say that whatever experience you're having, wherever you're trying to go, whatever you're trying to do as a person, be it your career, occupation, your art, your craft, your friendship, whatever it is, the experiences that you have right now will feed the experiences that you're going to have in the future. Always. You're going to take whatever skill set that you pick up from before into the future. And that's been really fun and valuable for me.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Now, what type of hobbies have you had to do while you've been isolated to stay sane?
Luckily, I haven't, well, not luckily, I haven't had a lot of time to sit and be idle. I've been working a lot. I've been able to write quite a bit. I've been acting still. I've been directing a bit, and directing soaks up your entire schedule like a sponge. Which has been a fun challenge, and I've had some really great projects that I've gotten to be a part of and I've really enjoyed. At the beginning of the pandemic and when the lockdown first started, my roommates and I all went in on a treadmill, and I called it my hamster wheel. It kept me sane. I'd get on the treadmill every day, and I would go, and it was awesome because it was in the living room, and we have a projector screen instead of a television, so I'd just turn on a movie. And it's so fun to run with the action sequences. So you take a little walk at the beginning of the exposition, and then something happens, and then you can kind of pick up speed, and then now there's a car chase, and you're going for it.
I'm just thinking of this one scene in Grand Theft Auto 5 when they had these they're doing a fake movie and they're walking in front of a green screen. And
yeah, it's totally that. It was totally that. So I would try to match pace with the film. And then finally the fight scene is over, and then they're having a talking scene again, so you can catch your breath and just walk for a bit, and it's fine. And after you finally catch your breath, it's about the right time when they start picking up the action again. You're all right, here we go. And so that was sort of the thing.
That is insane. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to figure, because it's a great workout technique.
Yes.
I can't deny that, but oh my God.
It's a lot.
I think I might have a heart attack just for you.
Yeah, I know. No, I would usually I'd limit myself because I didn't want to like turn it into an unhealthy habit or anything because I can tend to do that if I get like too focused on this one thing. Like this is the thing that brings me joy. I'm going to only do this thing. Like oh shoot, I lost too much weight. I'm gonna die. So I'd be like, all right, I will only do like this many minutes, and then then I'll sit down and watch the rest of the movie or something.
Don't you want to do it like Avengers: Infinity War, almost 3 hours?
Oh my god.
Lord of the Rings.
That's actually how it started with Lord of the Rings. I'm not even gonna lie. You told me you were a nerd.
Yes.
I am a nerd too.
We're all nerds.
We're all nerds here.
Oh my god,
Yes.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Because it started as a joke. Like, wouldn't it be hilarious to do like the walking film? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go up the mountain, baby.
I love it. Oh my god.
So that's me. That was one of the big things that I would do.
So was Lord of the Rings your favorite movie to do that to?
Oh
or?
gosh. Well, I started watching Disney musicals.
Oh, I would
do Disney
so
musicals.
do that.
Yeah, so I would watch like my favorite one is because I'm messed up inside is is The Hunchback of Notre Dame because it's like super dark.
Yes.
I really enjoy that one and I love the music. And part of what I would do is I would watch those and I would sing along.
Oh, I was gonna say I would have to do that.
I'd sing along like so I'd be on like an incline. Because actually, unfortunately, cardio is great for your lung capacity and for your breath support. So if you're a singer or a voice actor or you have to orate a lot or what have you, having good cardio and having good lung, breath control is great. When I was in school, one of the things that my voice teacher would make me do is because my voice class was on the 4th floor and we weren't allowed to use the elevators in school. So he'd be like, all right, so you're gonna run down to the 1st floor and then around the parking lot, and then back up to the 4th floor, and then you're gonna sing your bridge to the end.
Wow.
And that was my training, because like, if you want to be on Broadway, well, you're going to have to dance and sing at the same time, 8 shows a week, and
maybe this is why I got an office job.
Right? So I would on some days when I would watch Disney films and I would sing along to the Disney film and I'd put it like on a bit of an incline and to see if I could handle singing while walking at the same.
That's awesome.
I'm a nerd, okay?
I love
it.
Oh my god.
That's what Chino was made by nerdom.
Okay, good.
I could see myself doing that. Now
Right?
I want a treadmill just so I can sing Disney songs off key because I cannot carry a
Totally
tune.
fine.
And I would have to do Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And then it would be Beauty and the Beast and then Lion King just because there's so much singing.
Yeah, for sure. See, and you don't have to go on like a huge, you could just make it a walking pace.
Oh, yes,
friends
I
on the
like
other
that.
side.
Yeah, and it's such a good workout. It's such a good workout.
I'm going to so have to do that now.
I'm just
So
saying.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Nerds and exercising can mix.
They can, man. Yeah.
Any final words for our viewers?
Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. If you did, I love you very much. I hope you hydrate today. You look awesome. Did you know? Like there's something with your hair. It's good. It's so good.
And lastly, what social media links can they find you at?
What social media? I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Laura LAURA _ Stahl STAHL. You can find me on Instagram, Laura Stahl, all one word, and same for TikTok, Laura Stahl, all one word. If I remember that they exist, sometimes I forget, and I'm sorry.
During Robbie's interview, he was like, "Do I have a TikTok? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna find out if I have a TikTok. Oh, I do have a TikTok."
He brought his phone in here.
Just to search. He wanted to do it live on camera to verify he had social
All
media.
right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And until next time, bye.